Hey everybody, how's it going? So I'm going to try to make this in one sweep, and this is probably going to be the last video you see of the Fusion. Let's see, I hope everyone had a nice Christmas yesterday, for those of you who celebrate it. Today's the day after Christmas, and I'm picking up my Audi S3 today. I'm super excited. So I thought I'd make just a final video of the Fusion. A lot of people have wanted to see one. It'll be around for a little bit, in case anybody wants like something else. Because I gotta put those tires that are on the car right now on the Milan. And I gotta get the OEM tires, which are over here, back on the Fusion before I turn the lease in. The lease is all paid off. Technically, if I keep the car insured, I can have it around until May, but I'm not gonna waste like $500 or $600 having two cars around. Let's do a last startup of it. Assumingly last start of it, and go from there. So now I've got it out where you can see it, and alright, let's see now. Alright, let's just go over all the basics, what I liked about the car, what I didn't like about the car, just typical lifetime stuff. Quick background, the reason I have this car, for any of you who haven't been following me for a super long time, is way back in May of 2011 I got my black 2012 Ford Focus Titanium, and I suffered through that for about a year with a zillion different problems with it. Then I got out of that lease, the dealership bought the car back, and I got this instead. This is a front-wheel drive Ford Fusion Sport with the Moon and Tune package and reverse sensing. So I've had it a little over 2.5 years. It's been a pretty good car. Definitely this is my favorite car I've ever had. I've had a 4-cylinder automatic EU 1999 Ford Contour. I really liked the car, but the drivetrain wasn't very good. Then I had the Milan, which my brother still has, and the Focus, which has been sold a couple more times for other people throughout the dealership, which is really funny because people keep bringing it back after they buy it. Anyway, I've really had no problems with this car to speak of. There's been a couple of sync hiccups here and there. But not anywhere near as bad as the Focus. You'll see a few videos I made in between the two S3 test drives of when sync got totally screwed up for a little while. But so it was really messed up for like 2 weeks. It got screwed up before I put iOS 8 on my phone. Then after I put iOS 8 on my phone, it still got screwed up, and then it magically fixed itself. So I don't know what the hell is going on there. Neither did the sync technician specialist lady I chatted with online. But anyway, let's just go over what I liked about the car. So I liked how fast it was. This car will run to 60 in about 6.5 seconds. Decent power delivery. It's a naturally aspirated 3.5-liter V6, 6-speed automatic. So this is my first actual fast, relatively speaking, car. Because this is the only car I've had that's had over 200 horsepower. Previously, the Milan and the Focus had 160, so big upgrade in terms of power. Mileage has been a little better than the EPA estimates in terms of combined mileage. I would say lifetime fuel economy is about 23 mpg. I get about 24 in the summer and 22 in the winter. The seats are super comfortable in this car. I have always maintained that I would drive any of the CD3 cars from here to California and back. CD3 architecture meaning Fusion Milan, MKZ, Ford Edge, stuff like that. The seats are super comfortable in these vehicles, particularly if you're the type of person who likes to have the back part of the seat all the way down and the front part of the seat all the way up. You're really going to like these cars. They have a lot of range of adjustment in terms of that. Let's get inside. Pretty practical interior. There's a lot of storage space. I really appreciated that. I really like this thing up here. Little storage down here. Dual tier armrest, which is really nice to have. Sunglasses holder is really nice to have. My sunglasses actually fit in this car, unlike the Jetta, and this is way less cheapy than the Focus. And in 2012 or newer Focus, you can pretty much just rip this right out of the ceiling with not even trying. In this car, you know, good luck. It's really solid in there. Glove box is pretty nice, decent size. It's damped. I thought this thing would be a cheap piece of junk, but I actually like it. And despite all this change in here, it really doesn't make any noise unless you slam over a huge bump. It's padded on the bottom, so I thought that was going to suck, but it doesn't. That little flap in there has been a problem since day one. Once in a blue moon, I'll have to keep shoving it back into the dashboard. It popped up at like 350 miles when the car hit on it. So it's literally been a problem since the car was brand new, but it's not worth ripping the whole car apart to try and fix it. I haven't shoved it back in the dashboard in months. You can kind of see it from here, but not really. But that's really only the main problem with the interior of this car. In terms of design, just what I specifically don't like about it, I don't like how it kind of folds into the dashboard like this. I know it creates this cubby, but I would rather if it came out this way to give it more of a console feel as opposed to slipping away under the dash. Just in terms of this, that's a me personal thing. And I don't like these stupid little chrome things that fold over the knobs. Like if you're OCD like me, you wouldn't want your knob to look like that. I usually have it like this, or the one sitting on the top. So that pisses me off. And the chrome just looks tacky. I wish this was just big rubberized. I don't mind a little bright work, but chrome, not really my thing. This is the shittiest shifter. It's really plasticky feeling and very unpleasant to use in manual. It's clank, clank. It's just plasticky and chintzy. This looks like shit. Very badly integrated. This really needs a boot on it. But in terms of complaining and Eric being typical Eric, that's about the best I can really come up with. The stitching's nice over here. I wish this wasn't painted plastic, but it is. It's not bad. The steering wheel is held up really well. It doesn't look shiny at all. As you can see, this car has almost 27,000 miles on it. And the steering wheel looks pretty much the same as it did when it was brand new. Even the stitching is still white. It's not gray or gross looking or anything like that. So the stitching's held up well. Upholstery's held up well. The driver's seat looks pretty much just like this seat. Back seat still looks brand new. So it's held up really well. I really like the vehicle. I do wish that it had dual zone automatic climate control and heated seats. I can't wait to get that in the S3. It would be nice if these older cars were available with a smart key, but even the fully loaded, like, you know, $36,000 all-wheel drive nav cars did not have smart key back in 2012. Let's see. There really isn't much to report because this car has really been fine the entire time I've had it. The brakes suck. That's a pretty common thing on the CD3 cars. This car felt like it had brand new brakes for about 10,000 miles. And now, right around the 11,000 mile mark is when you can start to feel them warp a little bit. Now it's just worse. And they have no freaking power to them at all. Like, I have a really hard time getting these wheels to lock up and have the ABS come on like wet pavement. So the brakes on this car suck. And the brake pedal feels not very good. So yeah, really shitty brakes on these cars. Same thing with the older Ford Edges. They're just crap brakes, and there's no way around it, unfortunately. But they feel really good for about 9,000 miles when the car is new. But that's about it, unfortunately. I'm trying to think of anything else. But yeah, it's been a really fantastic car. I would definitely recommend getting a used one. The Sport or the Hybrid, not the other ones, because they have the shitty automatic transmission that has all those problems with it. I would not buy this car if you live in the city. This thing will drink fuel like a pickup truck in the city. I don't live in the city, obviously. So it's okay for me, like I said, lower mid-20s. But if you live in the city, this thing will drink like there's no tomorrow, especially if you get an all-wheel drive car. If you get an all-wheel drive Sport, it's rated at 17 city, 24 highway, which is miserable for a mid-sized family sedan. And oh my god, it's my favorite fucking neighbors with their stupid-ass dogs howling away like a bunch of banshees. Let's get back in the car. Assholes. Alright. So excuse my cynicism. But anyway, I'm trying to think if there's I don't think there's anything else. I wouldn't really change anything else about the car, aside from, like I said, the few interior bits. But the car is really comfortable. It's great on the highway. It still handles really good. It does feel like a heavy V6 family sedan. There's no getting around that. But this is not a Toyota Camry, so it still handles pretty well. This particular one has hydraulic power steering. The rest of the Fusion lineup in this time frame, 2010 and newer, is all electric, but they did not use the electric rack on the 3.5 liter V6. This is still a hydraulic steering. A little loose. This car actually has lighter steering than the Milan, which is interesting because that's a 4-cylinder. But I actually like the steering in the Milan better than this car, despite the fact that this car has sport suspension, bigger wheels. The steering in the Milan is better. It's heavier. I just like it better. This isn't shitty at all. I just like the Milan better because I really like heavy steering. But overall, I've really enjoyed my time with this car. I am going to miss it when it's gone. But I think the pack of Banshees is done now. Oh, another fantastic thing about this car is these cars have huge trunks in them. They're huge. I mean, it's a giant square. There's no ragged edges or anything, and a nice big pass-through, nice and square. This car has the Sony audio system, so the speakers kind of hang down quite a bit. But other than that, you have these fantastic scissor hinges here that stress that they don't have the stupid goosenecks like everybody else in the world seems to have. That's really great. Spring-loaded folding seats here. Just pull that and they flop right down. The head restraint actually smacks into my driver's seat where I have it because this car was actually 1 month away from getting the fold-down rear head restraints. But other than that, this car was built in November 2011. If it was built in December 2011, these would flip down and I wouldn't have to do that. But that's only because I had the seat reclined quite a bit. Other than that, you know, it's been fine. So, sorry the video's a little bit long, but that's kind of my general overview of everything. I know I'm probably kind of repeating myself a little bit, but I'll make an Audi S3 video at the dealership today, and you'll see that a little bit later. But overall, yeah, I am really going to miss this car. I really like the Fusion Sport. I still like the Fusion Sport. I still get excited when I see one driving down the road because no one has the Sport model. And they're really fun. Well, not really fun, but you know, they're just nice cars, and I really like them, especially the Sport model. So anyway, thanks guys for sticking around. I will make an S3 video later today. I'm going there literally in like an hour and a half. So, oh, and my key still looks brand new too. Nothing's been worn off on that. Come on, focus. Whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I will be the official Audi S3 channel of YouTube. I'll be making a million different videos of the new car when it comes in. And I am also kind of bummed that I'm not going to have the twins anymore, because, you know, the Fusion Milan twins. But, oh well, I'll still have the Fusion for a little bit longer. It's not like I'm going to get rid of it tomorrow. We'll probably have it for a couple of weeks, once we get the... whenever we have time to flip the tires around and get the Milan back on winter tires again. So, anyway, see you guys later. Thanks. Bye.